welcome to the Stover Farm Channel. I'm so glad to have you here with us for this official walkthrough of the Meadowlands, Wisconsin. Alright, hold on. Cut. Enough of the montages. We only get one montage. We got that out of the way. This is a map walkthrough. And I hope it's going to do a couple of things. First and foremost, if you're on PC, I have got the save game of this map with the entire mod list available on my itch.io page. So you can go and download this and play it yourself and modify it to your heart's desire. And for console players, I'm not going to forget about you. Because remember, this is no man's land. You can build this yourself. I have faith in you. In fact, I want you to go in and build this map. I want you to make this better. I want you to make your own Farm the Map challenge that blows this map out of the water. I think that's what this game is all about. There shouldn't be, competition for who builds the best map. I think everyone should just be looking to build the map and the town and the farm that they love, that makes you happy. And this one really, really does. And if you're on console, you may ask, oh my gosh, there's no way that I can do this. You can. The majority of the mods that are in this are available from the in-game mod hub. I do have some PC-only mods, and I did subscribe to someone's Patreon. I'll get to that in a minute. So there's maybe one or two mods in here that are a Patreon mod. But the reality is, you can build this yourself if you want to. Again, because it's no man's land. And we got to thank Alien Jim for putting this map together. It is amazing. It works so well. You can mod the crap out of it, change the terrain, and it just works. It runs extremely well. So I'm going to walk you through all the areas of this map, and we're going to do it in segments. Go down in the description of this video, because I'm going to put all the chapter markers. It's going to be fairly long, but we're going to go through the various areas of this map so you can see in detail what it's like. And remember, if you want to download the save game, you can go to my itch.io page, download it. I've also got the mod list there, so you can choose all the mods that you're going to need for this. If you're on PC, you can then just insert that save game right into your game, and I think, at least as I've been told, you'll have the map. Now, if you're on console, download No Man's Land. Go into the game editor and start building away. Have fun with it. So let's start with the village of Meadowlands. This is in the upper, well, I'll throw the map up so you can see it. We're in the northeast corner of the map, and this was a fairly difficult thing to build because there was so much elevation change over here. I had to flatten out a ton of the area. But now it's the village of Meadowlands, established in 1931, and it's got a little bit of, I think, German architecture to it. It's all placeables, for the most part, and painted items. We'll come down Elm Street here. You can see the mayor's house at the end of the cul-de-sac. And this is one of those mods where you're going to ask, where'd you get that house? Where's that house from? I did join Lance Modding's Patreon. And I'll explain why. I saw on King's Mods the amazing compact tractor showed up, the John Deere, his John Deere. It's a 3046M or R, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You know, it's finally been released. I know we're waiting for, I think it's Tactical Farmer to release the 1025R. It's not out yet. I thought, well, this is really, really cool. We've now got this compact tractor, and apparently there's a lot of drama around it, but I guess it was stolen and uploaded, and it's out there in the ethos. And I was playing with it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go in, and I joined his Patreon, and I found he's got some really cool mods, this house being one of them. So this is the mayor's house, and it goes really, really well with OK Used Mods Garage. The color matches quite nicely. I like it. So we're heading back down Elm Street, and these are just some smaller, older homes back behind the main stores. US 32 brings you up to the town, and there's a couple of items in here if you wanted to do some role playing. So we've got the farmer's bank and savings, we've got a mechanic's workshop, and we've got a diner. So a couple of things that you could do some role-playing with, and then these are just placeable items on the left, although those Tesla charging stations, I do believe they give you a little bit of money. To the right, OK Used Mods Church and OK Used Mods United States Postal Service. I just really wanted to have that there, and I thought it was fun. Plus the Circle Drive with the very nice waterfall. An area for folks to come and enjoy the lookout over Meadowlands. And then we hang a left right up here. I can't remember what I named this street. This is Park Avenue. That's right. You can grab some coffee on the left at Corgi Cafe. And this is the municipal building, the government building. We've got the mayor. He works out of here, plus all of our judicial system. The police chief and fire captain, they've got offices here. You do not want to go in that little gate right there. That is the booking area for the police station. This is a placeable mod. Again, I'll have it in the list of mods. Very, very cool building, extremely detailed, and it is a government center. And then just parks everywhere. This kind of modeled this after a town that I know well in Indiana called Zionsville. My dad actually grew up there back in the 50s, and it's changed tremendously now. It's really the place to live in the state of Indiana. But it's a small little just nice, beautiful town with a little brick main street, parks all over the place, and just really, really, really nice. Up here, we've got this service road, so you can come to one of the higher points in Meadowlands, and this is really what this area north of the farm was like. It was all hills, just like this. And up here, just the water tower, a little 5G tower for cell phones, plus you can look out over the entire farm. And remember, the really unique thing about this map is that this is one farm on one map. So all of those fields that you see out there are our farm. We've got over 2,000 acres of arable land. That's what makes this, I think, really, really unique. There are not a bunch of small farms. There's not a ton of productions out there. This is, you're going to farm the map. So you've got your work cut out for you. Plus, you can have a little bit of fun role-playing here in the town, or let's move into the national park. I could just drop right off there, that ledge, but that wouldn't be any fun. Meg would really not appreciate that as I wreck her Silverado. So we'll come the correct way into the National State Forest. I never can pronounce that right because my mind just doesn't think about it. The National State Forest. We call them state parks here in Indiana, but that's the sign that I was able to find. And this is the road, very sketchy, into the National State Forest. And again, we're in the northern quadrant of this map right now. And this is just more of a fun area, I think, because this entire mountainside needed something on it. And as I kind of polled channel members, they said, hey, you should make a forest and potentially 4x4 recreation center. So we've done that. And this is the local inn. We'll call this Meadow Inn. Just on the very outskirts of the map. Like that over there, that's not playable. This is, the rocks coming off here, and you can see the covered bridge up by the old abandoned mine shaft. And we will jump down here real quick because you've got the old entrance. The miners tried to make a new vertical shaft or horizontal shaft into the mine, and they failed. And this has been abandoned since probably the 40s or 50s. And you've got these trailheads. You've got these trails you can walk on all through this national forest. Plus, if you come up here, you're going to see we've got a beautiful little camping area where you've got concrete pads for campers, again, some role-playing. Not a ton of space, but showers and bathrooms. We did have a resident that was here. He was driving, looked like an RV from a specific TV show series, some Heisenberg guy. He's gone for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he got kicked out. You can throw in some RVs here if you wanted. Not really any RVs available for all platforms, but there are a few out there for Mac and PC. And then, really, I think the most enjoyable part of this map is the 4x4 Recreation Center. And again, I'll show you the map here. You can see the trails that run throughout this. And these are not flat trails. These are all very bumpy, very hilly. Let's just, let's jump in a truck here real fast. What should we drive? Let's grab the Forestry Service XJ. We'll go for a little drive. So you got a couple of ways you can start the trail. This is probably the easier way out here, and you're going to notice that all of the driving paths are actual arable land, and there's a reason for that. Traction and mud. It's really, really cool when it rains or snows. The mud becomes a huge problem. I'm going to go the hard way. So we'll go ahead and start our way up this mountain hill. And you see it's not flat. It's pretty rough. And you might ask, like, well, how do you do this? I used this flattening tool mainly, and I just kind of gradually stepped it up or down, and then smoothed it out, and then took the paintable plowing texture, which Alien Jim provided on this map, and then made the trails. So really quite fun with a four-wheel drive vehicle that has nice suspension articulation. And we'll just drive through some of these trails real quick, and you can see they are not easy. You can head around multiple areas that you can go into. This will actually take you back around by the camping area. And great opportunities up here for some recovery. Maybe you're a fan of some of those YouTube recovery channels. I sure am. But you could see, you could get stuck on the side here, and you might have to make a call to somebody. I don't know. We'll head down more of the Highland path, or I guess it'd be the low road, but it takes you more out to kind of these Highland Plains area, and you can see all the fields that butt up to this. We could go the high road there. I'm going to take you out this way, though. And I think I might have left a TLX 2022 out here. We might go pick that thing up real fast because, ooh, it's fast. And if you've just skipped ahead or you're somehow popping into this particular section of this video, welcome to the Stover Farm channel. We're doing just an official walkthrough of my save game of No Man's Land that is Meadowlands, Wisconsin, that I've spent a lot of time building out. The map is not perfect. The map is not, you know, the best thing in the world. It is what I have made and what I really, really enjoyed doing. I hope you get some inspiration from it. Maybe you play it yourself. Maybe you make a better version of it. The goal here is to just drive you through. I've got chapter markers down in the description, and you can go around and just kind of jump around. We're going to look at the town. We're going to look at the farm. We're going to look at, you know, the way stations, DOT, you name it. I'm going to drive you through it so you can get some inspiration on how you could build this exact same thing. No Man's Land is such an amazing map. It's fairly basic to start, but you can do so much with it. And what I think is really, really cool about it is you can paint areable land. It's one of the few maps that allows you to do that. So you can come in and paint fields. You can paint driving areas. You can do so much with it. And because it's a fairly basic map, it runs very well. And we're not running a ton of productions on this map. In fact, very, very few, because we're farming the map. We're actually coming in the back end of the farm, so we've traversed kind of the entire northern plain of this map. Let's jump in this 2022. And we'll go back the way we came, because I want to take you down to the lake. And this thing is a beast. It is so fast. I've actually got a performance review on it. I think it ran 12s in the quarter mile. Very, very fast, over 1,200 horsepower. 82 Studio did a phenomenal job with it. But we're going to just go as quick as we can back down around, because I want to take you over to the little lake house that I've set up. And we'll come up here. This is our property. So the National State Forest, we were in and had most of those trails. But we're now, we came through our fence, and our fence is, I think we came through it. Yeah, we were up over there. You can see right where those elms are. Or not elms, what am I saying? Those trees. We came through a gate. And, we're now on our property, and this will take you down. I wanted to have a lake, and Alien Jim built in a water plane to this. So if you dig down on this map, you hit water. So if we come all the way over here, you can see that is National State Forest property to the right, and you can drive on those. Those are all trails, but are fairly difficult. And I've just got this little area down here that if you do find a boat mod, you can play. And I've got the water plane set up so it's actually perfect for a boat. That's how you kind of have to fake it in this game. Things don't float really well. You've got to bring the ground layer up, and then you get the water plane just barely above the surface, so that when there's a boat on here, it looks like it's floating. But that's kind of how I had to do it. But it's a really fun area. Kids love to cliff jump off that right there. Just really nice little area to relax on the weekends in the spring, summer, or fall when you're not farming. Alright, let's do a little off-roading here. We'll go up one of these advanced trails, and I'll show you the most advanced one that is here. You've got to come all the way up. And that is called the drop. But over to the left, there is probably the most difficult... Oops, I hit a tree. Let me back up. The most difficult approach to get down right here. And this is doable. I've actually run these TLXs through here multiple times. It's far easier getting down than it is going up. But a full rock course over here, if you're interested... I went the wrong way, and I'm probably going to have to make a call now because I'm hung up. Can we get out of this? You can see I should have gone to the left right there. I'm hung up. There's no way I'm getting out of that, unfortunately. I should have come down this way, but you can see this pretty advanced course that'll take you down all the way to the area where the kids like to cliff jump. I don't recommend it. Well, I was hung up and I didn't have time, nor did I think you wanted to sit through me trying to get the TLX 2022 unhooked from that rock. So we have teleported back over to Meg Silverado. Let's head out of the National State Forest, and we'll head down to see some of the actual farmland, because we haven't even touched the farm yet. Can you believe that? This is just the northern part of the town. So we are now on US 32. US 32 cuts through the map, and it's kind of the main artery that goes from 2-lane to a divided highway. You can see this area up here. We've got some snow fences to the right, because this is Wisconsin after all, and it does get quite snowy. Down the hill, a couple of things to note here. So you're going to look. I don't mean to sound repetitive, but I made this map in the game editor, excuse me, the map editor. So I'm not a map creator. I am not nearly as skilled enough, nor do I have the technology required to get in and actually build a true map. Some of you map makers, well, really all the map makers, you've got some talent. It is so, in my opinion, difficult to make a map. So many things you have to look through. So because I'm working in the map editor, there's some things that I can't do, right? I can't make my lines go up a hill very well because they clip and they don't follow the contour of the land. Does it really matter? I just didn't put them there. I didn't even try because it just would not have looked right. I think it looks better to not have them there than to have them there and making them look bad. So you're going to find that when you're making things, especially if you're on console and you're building a map like this, if you can't do something, don't do it. Move on to something else. Because I think, again, it's better to have, say, a smooth road than a road that has all this detail on it. but yet the things are like clipping, and you can see that they're not actually following the contour of the land. Just my advice, my opinion. Take it for or leave it, whatever you'd like to do. Here we are. We're on US 32, so this is Blackrock Road. I've made some additions, right? I always make additions to these maps. I can't leave well enough alone. That is why the save game is version 2 on my itch.io account, because I added a school and football field. I thought, you know, when you're farming a farm town, it is a big high school football community. And I was on an itch.io page. Again, I'll have it linked down in the description and on my own page, and found a ton of these placeable items. So thankful to find these. There was a football field, but I didn't really like how it laid on the map, so I just used the dimensions of that and created my own. And you can do this yourself. So this is really all platform items in here. I think I used some, I don't know, these are like bollards that I stacked on top of each other for the goalposts. The grass definitely needs to be mowed, and you can do that. So the lights all work. It's really quite fun here. We'll have some football on Friday nights in the fall here in Meadowlands. And over here, this is the tractors that I was talking about. So this is Lance's moddings. This is his Kubota L3901. He's also got a John Deere, and this is what I was talking about that was released, I think, stolen, and put out on some of the like King's Mods and Mod Hub. I don't know the full details of it, but I ended up just going in and joining his Patreon. And I was glad I did, because he had an update to this, and I also got a bunch of other stuff that he was working on, like that house for the mayor. So, I don't know. I'm not a modder, so I'm not releasing mods, so I don't necessarily know the community very well. I feel like there are two schools of thought. One that is, you know, you're releasing things to, it's like three schools of thought. Two giants, so you're doing all platform mods, and that is, I think, very difficult because you've got to follow all of their, you know, rules and requirements. Then you've got folks that are making mods and they're putting them out for free on the various, you know, channels, itch.io, King's Mods, Mod Hub, or Facebook pages, Facebook groups. And then you've got others that are, you know, they've got Patreon accounts, and they, you know, or they have got subscriptions for it. And I don't know what's right or wrong. I just know there's, you know, those three very distinct ways of doing it. In a community with mods that are shared like this, and I would think that it's probably the case for many games of this nature, things get taken that are from paid subscriptions and posted, stolen, I should say. Again, I'm not someone that gets into drama. I don't know. Bottom line, the 3046 compact tractor is a spectacular tractor. We're waiting for Tactical Farmers 1025R or 1023E. Really, really want that. But right now, all that's out there is that 3046, and it's from Lance Modding. I just came down County Road 100. That was back on one of our larger fields, and I used to say this was an 80. I actually went in and redid some of the calculations on this. This thing is more like 400 acres. The game says we've got 2,100 plus acres of farmland. And I went in and used Thundar's modding calculator. I think it's an enhanced vehicle system. And for some of the northern fields, I was getting like 50 and 100 acres. And they were much smaller than this. I don't know how I originally got the 80 off this, but the reality is this thing is huge. More like 300, maybe even 400 acres on that particular field. So we've come down, we've showed you the town, the 4x4 recreation area. You just saw the high school and football field. And you're seeing some of the farmland now. Let's hang a right out on Blackrock Road. This is, again, all of our land to the left and the right. And we're coming around to the back area of the farm. And we've got some cattle pasture out here that you could move cattle into. You can see the feeding and watering bins out there. And as we come around, this truck is cool, by the way. I don't mean to change subjects on you, but this thing drifts. People have said they don't like the handling characteristics of it. I really do, because you can get this thing loosey-goosey in the rear pretty easily. Alright, we come out here and you can see we've got some cattle pasture. And I'm calling these like summer pastures because you can move cattle out here. Now, if you don't want to overgraze a pasture up by the house. And there is a mod to actually come in here. You know, you can hit the... in fact, I don't... what is it? When is it? Move? No, that's open... There is a mod where you can now move cattle or animals from one pasture to the other without, you know, having to like go take a trailer over to it. A very, very cool mod. I like it, and that's really why I built these. And you know, got little areas to get in and around the pastures. And while we're still cruising here, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate. Send me a message. All my contact information is in my YouTube page. I'm happy to talk. I think that's, you know, really what this community is all about. We all love this game. You know, it's not a first-person shooter. It's not a driving game. It's a simulator. But there's so many possibilities. It's like one of the most... If you describe this game to people, they think, oh my gosh, that has to be the most boring game ever. And my response is no, like the possibilities are endless. It is an amazing game. There's so much you can do. And if you've got questions, shoot me a message. I'm happy to talk with you. Would love to hear from you. And hey, I would also really appreciate it if you did subscribe. I cannot thank the community enough. I can't believe I'm pushing 2,000 subscriptions or members to the channel. That's awesome. I'm at like 1,700. Maybe we'll be 2,000 by the first of the year. That'd be really, really cool. But if you haven't subscribed, I would ask if you could consider subscribing. I'd really, really appreciate it. At the end of the day, I cannot do this without you. Really, the community is what makes this all possible. I jumped in this Steiger just because I wanted to show you. I had to buy this thing. This is a 620 Steiger. Just recently, an update was released on this. I believe this is Carl Farms and Custom Modding. I'm going to get that wrong, and I do apologize. Spectacular upgrade, though. The sounds are amazing. But I needed it because I made some modifications to these fields. And I'm going to show you right now, okay? There used to be some trees out here. And I had a couple of people, they sent me a message and they were like, oh my gosh, your fields are giving me anxiety. And I looked at them, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. So I took out some of the trees, I smoothed a few things out, and now we've got maybe a little bit more uniform field coverage. This is like a 250 acre field. This over here is 100. Over here, this is like 120. Again, they're big fields. And now instead of having, you know, trees all over the place getting in your way, you've got a little more straight shoot. But I needed this thing. This is the Flexicoil, and it requires a ton of horsepower to pull. So I borrowed, you know, generally added some money to the bank account and bought this 620 Steiger with triples on it, and this thing is a beast. It pulls like a maniac on these fields. So very, very cool. This is the Flexicoil ST820. I think it requires like 600 horsepower to use. All right, back in the truck, back for the tour. I told you this is going to be a long one, but again, we've got chapter markers down in the description so you can jump around. I want you to see all the details of this map. Not to show it off, I'm proud of it, but it's not perfect. Mainly because I want you to see what you can build, things that you can do yourself. Especially if you're on console, you might not be able to use the save game because there's no way to like add this into your console, but you could make this map yourself, and I want you to see all the little details if you want to recreate it. But I would say this, make it better. Build something even better. That would be awesome. I'd love to see a map come out based on No Man's Land, farm the map that blows this thing out of the water. Here we're on the newer part of US 32, and this is the divided highway. We've got a way station over here. You've got the bypass lane, plus you could get called onto the scales. They do monitor that, and then you've got like a secondary inspection area over here if you got stopped. I don't know. I haven't had a ton of interaction with Wisconsin DOT yet, but we'll see. Could be some roleplay opportunities there. And then here we are. We're back into MB Dyson. This is the main dealership to the right. And this is a thank you to the members of the channel that voted for the name of this. MB Dyson is... what is that? No, oh, that's the Landau. This Landau constantly makes noise. Have you noticed that? Let's see if we can stop that. Okay, I just had to unplug. There we go. I'll be driving around and I'll hear this, and it's the dang Landau. I digress. MB Dyson stands for Miles Bennett Dyson. It was a poll on my channel. Miles Bennett Dyson is the character in the Terminator 2 movies. He was the director of special operations of Cyberdyne Systems. He gave his life for all of humanity to save Judgment Day. And that was what you voted for. MB Dyson is our dealership, and it is just a combination. We've actually got a full build tutorial on this. It's 2 buildings spliced together so that you've got this, and you could have like a little showroom in here if you wanted to, something kind of cool. And then the shop, it's awesome. It's all platform, and there are offices, tons of opportunities for roleplay. This is the main dealership. Whoops, there we go. And then, okay, I was talking about placeable items. Let's just run over here because I've got my speed boost on. This is what's happening in the Midwest. I don't know if this is happening for you in your town, but we're getting these areas where there's all this farmland, right? And then a highway comes in, and then farmland's sold. And I kind of wanted to play on that a little bit, so I did add the placeable Menards, like Mountain View Plaza pack. So this is from a modder, Snake Bizzle, I believe I'm saying that correctly, on itch.io. He has a ton of PC and Mac only placeable mods. Very, very highly detailed. It looks like, as I kind of look through his page, some of them came from the old county line. He might have been responsible for making all of those. But just very, very highly detailed. And this is, again, so realistic to what we're seeing in the Midwest, where you're getting the farmland bought up and turned into commercial land, just like this. And the Corgi Cafe is there if you want to get a little coffee. And traditionally, there'd be like more little stores here. There'd be like a, maybe a Wendy's or a McDonald's. There might be like a Five Below or a Dollar Tree. And all of these, you've got to like come in off the main highway, come around, you come into the main entrance, and you get stuck in the complex. And that's what we're seeing. You know, I've grown up in Indiana my entire life. There's areas that now are so congested that once were cornfields and bean fields, and it's sad. I guess it's progress, but that's kind of what I did here, and I think you could probably do some role playing with it yourself. Where's my truck? Where did I put Meg? There we go. Here we are. All right, we're moving on. I mentioned we do not have a ton of productions, we do not have a ton of sell points. This is the co-op. And you can get everything you need here. This is 82 Studios, bend to the left. You can buy anything you need from there. And these are sell-all points that you can sell anything right here. There's no need to go all over the dang map to sell stuff. You just come right here and you take care of it. You can buy propane from the garden shop. If you want to bring a truck in here, you can. You can pull right up to this dock and they'll take care of you, get you whatever you need for the farm. Again, I'm saying the farm because there's only one farm on this map, not multiple. Each and every one of these fields that you see, you are responsible for if you own this farm. 2,100 plus acres. And we'll head around US 32 here. There's that loosey-goosiness of this Silverado. You can get the back end to swing out. I seldomly mention that the animal dealership is still here. I forget about it all the time, but this is no man's land after all. And actually up here is where you start in no man's land. This is the... Actually, we jump through here. You can see the building is still back here. I just covered it with trees. But this is where you start in no man's land. That's the original dealership. And as we move through the trees, this was the original animal dealer. I didn't get rid of it. I don't even know if you can get rid of it because I thought I need to at least be able to sell some animals. So instead of hiding it, I'm actually using it now. And I'm glad I am because, again, you can role play a little bit. You can sell some animals to make a little bit of money if you'd like. We've got the cattle guards there. We'll drive across them. Every time I see those, I think of that scene in Yellowstone. I haven't actually really sat down and watched that series completely, but I catch a glimpse of it every now and again on YouTube. All right. We're coming down to our main road. So this is the road to the farm, and you're going to see on the left we've got the DOT Mow and Snow Division of Wisconsin DOT, and this is where we've got our mowing equipment for all of the roads, and then in the back we've got the Snow Division, and this is for snow in the area. And we're going to get snow. We're going to get a lot of snow, actually. The coolest thing about a map like this, okay, I'm going to run out here to US 32. We're going to use Easy Dev. All right, stand by, watch this. So on a lot of maps, you don't get a snow layer on your roads. Some you do, some you don't. I think it depends on what the map maker does. Let's add snow. On this map, snow goes everywhere. It's slowly coming in, and you can see we've got every surface has snow on it. And I don't know, I guess it's too warm for snow, so snow went away. We're going to have to do a lot of plowing. Let's do that one more time. So you can see the entryway to the farm right here. We'll come in, we're going to add some snow. It's going to move from the northern part of the map all the way down, and you're going to see how much snow actually comes. There it is. There's all the snow. We're going to need the snow mow, the Mow and Snow Division of Wisconsin DOT, and it's right there. And that brings us into the main driveway of the farm. where should we go first? Let's go to the actual shop area. So over here, into the main driveway, you're going to see I've made a few changes. We've got equipment storage now on the left. This just felt more realistic. We've got the corn dryer and bins to the right. Now, on this save game, I have removed all of the vehicles. I've removed all of the implements. I've removed all of the tractors. I've kept the placeable items. I've kept the productions. I've kept any decorative items. I wanted to make it a little easier for you. So you can run any equipment you want in here that you've already got in your mod folder. This is a combo dry corn dryer and some bin extensions, all platform mods just thrown in here. We've got over 500,000 liters of corn that we dried over fall. And then into the shop, we've got a build on this shop. If you're interested in seeing how we did it, we've got a building inside of a building. And why did we do that? Well, I wanted chaos in here. This building, which is all platform, was really too clean on the inside. Let's turn the lights on. Show what I'm talking about. There we go. Without all this stuff in here, it was like surgically clean. And I wanted it to be a little more chaotic. You've got this really nice office area up front here. You can, you've got a lounge. You can have some lunch. You can use the commode. Whatever you got to do. Beautiful, beautiful area. But it was so huge on the inside, I needed to make it more chaotic like a real farm. And I think that's what we've done. Over here on the left, you've got an indoor wash bay. Then you've got seed and chemical and fertilizer storage with this building inside of a building, and it retains all of its normal characteristics. You've got the little office over here to the left. And then you've got dividers in here for the equipment, and it feels now more like a chaotic shop. You've got to play the equipment Tetris game. It's actually a lot of fun. So that is the main shop area. And that's all platform. You could do this on console if you wanted to. I've got a video out there on it. And then I've got Legacy Ag released this really, really cool placeable item. I've got this in here. I believe this is actually all platforms. I could park my truck in here when, it gets super cold outside. Or there's snow on the ground. Very nice area to store my truck. Alright, where should we go? Let's take a look at... we'll stick with storage. We'll stick with equipment. Fuel tanks. Plenty of fuel. Over here, this is the head shed. Got our headers in there. What else do we have? This is cold storage. Over here, just some cold storage stuff. Nothing crazy. Planters in here. Baler. Grass stuff. Just some bins. They are manual bins. You do need these augers to get things in and out. I've got the silage bins over here, and yeah, they're spilling out. Actually, I appreciate it. Someone reached out to me and said there's a mod to fix this. I got to look at it, because as you flatten down your silage, it starts to spill out over the front, and when you close it, you don't actually get to use that silage. It doesn't ferment. So there's a mod that fixes that. Harvestor. Again, just some more outdoor equipment type stuff that you're not probably going to put in storage. Commodity sheds. We make all of our food for all of our animals, so we go through a ton of hay and mineral feed and straw, so we definitely need that. And this is just a little path that takes you out. I used to use this up here. This is where I had all my equipment. It's now a path out here to these back fields. These are kind of our experimental fields out here. We're primarily corn and beans, but I figured we'd do some experimental crops as well. And then the animals. So we'll move into the animal portion, the cow barn. This is an old school cow barn. I think we've got 50 animals in here. And there is a milking station, which is very cool. Certain times of the day they come in here and they begin to produce milk. You get manure and slurry. Love this mod. All platform. Very, very cool. Old school barn. And then to the left, we've got an area, and it's kind of an extension, but it's also an area, it's a silo where you can take milk from multiple areas and bring it up here. I've got the monoslope down there, which I think I've got beef cattle out in the pasture. I've got other dairy cattle in that monoslope. So I bring the milk from the monoslope up here. We've got a gen set to keep everything running in case there's a power failure. Put everything in here, and then, once a month I can take it over to the co-op and sell. Just an old school rickety barn for some of our equipment here. Again, you're likely not going to have this same equipment because I got rid of all the vehicles, equipment, and tractors for the save game, so you can choose whatever you want. Maybe you like yellow tractors. Maybe you like, white and green, blue, red. Doesn't matter. Wonderful country song out there. What color you drive does not matter what color you drive, as long as you're out there having fun. A little bit of storage for our trailers. And then we'll run down, and you see these open pastures. This is a mod. I found this on itch.io. I was using the Elk Mountain Open Pastures mod, and I was getting a ton of errors with that particular mod. And this is something that I was pointed out by a member of the channel, that he had a friend that added this to itch.io. This is spectacular. Really, really happy with it. And I've got 3 partitions that we can move cattle in and around so we don't overgraze these fields. And I've completely just abandoned Meg's Silverado, and we're just running. Unfortunately, I've got the speed mod on, so we're running fairly quickly. Hopefully it's not annoying you. To the monoslope. This is the remainder of our dairy cattle. With some milk storage. And I'm going to actually plant corn here. So this is another open pasture. But I figured I'd plant some corn here and then have animals over maybe in the fall to eat some of that corn chaff that has spilled on the ground. Over here, just an area for our manure and slurry setup. Figured you don't want to have manure and slurry with all your nice equipment. So I've got it tucked down here, nestled by the, all by itself. So all the stinkiness can stay down here. And this is another legacy ag building. Really, really like the stuff that he's got going on. It's got a warm, heated shop, plus a cold storage area here, where I am just storing straw with a straw cutter blower to blow into the pins. Very, very nice setup. Love this building a lot. A lot of opportunities with it. And then you can just see the fields out there. We were way, way, way up there on those four-wheel drive trails, and now we're down here on some of the actual farmland. You might wonder, why in the heck do I have some of this separated fields? Well, this was a huge field at one point in time, and I wanted to do a little contour farming. I was out in Iowa over fall break this year, and I saw contour farming up close, and I thought it was really, really cool, and I never knew why it existed, and was finally, sitting down talking with some of the farmers out there, and they explained to me why it's used, and it made sense. So this is an open field. It would get a lot of erosion from the wind, so I added some contour farming so you can plant in the arable field, the plowed state land, but then you can also harvest hay with the grass. And in contrast, we've got this field over here where I've got tillage installed. This would more than likely be a contour farm as well, because it's got a huge slope to it. Again, that's why this game's so fun. Build what you want. Okay, so I just added a little bit of simulated tillage in there to make it fun, and I definitely kind of wish I didn't, because I run over those tile inlets all the time. What haven't we looked at on Meadowlands? Oh, the house. We haven't looked at the house. We haven't looked at the house or the horse barn, because we do have animals up here. Meg loves animals. Now I'm just running. I don't even know, where did I put the truck? Oh, it's over here. Should we get in the truck? Yeah, let's get in the truck. Let's take this Ford. This is an old, what do they call them? Brick nose Ford F350s. It's not all platform. I do apologize. So we're going to run around here. I cleared my shader cache and did the shader cache mod. Well, not the mod, but the thing you do where you fly around the map, but apparently it still needs a little bit of work. Here's where we were. So we came around here. This is where the TLX 2022 was at the start of this video, and you can see the XJ is still there. So this is how massive this map is, and I believe this is just a regular size map, but it feels huge. And this takes us around to what will be the western side of our farm. And we are right up here on the edge of the map. Like, you cannot go any further. It will not let you. And we've got a horse farm or horse barn with one horse, Waffles, and just kind of some fun stuff in here. I've got my fun toys in here. My snowblower, again, Lance's Moddings, 3046R. I've got the all-platform Easy Track. And over here, this is Lance's Moddings, Lance Moddings Supra Boat. You've probably seen a lot of these on, like, the Rental Man Buck and the Squad. I think they use a lot of these mods. Very, very happy with them. Again, we talked about it earlier in the video, but I did go ahead and join, because I felt bad. I felt guilty. That mod got released without his permission. What do we have? We've got square body there with a Sooner trailer, and over here is chickens. And one horse. Let's go ahead and hop on Waffles. And we'll ride Waffles around the rest of the property. Meg's garden right here. And I wish there was a compost pile that wasn't so big, but this is a compost silo where you can put any of your old or used goods. Do horses compact that? I don't know if they do or not. No, I don't think they do. I wish there was a smaller version. I guess, like, Meg just has a little small garden. I don't need that big of a bin, but we've got it. And finally, up around here by the house, this is the OG Elk Mountain modding house. Why did I choose this house over the newer one? I just like the look of this. I think this is a really cool... Just stay right there, Waffles. Yeah, you're doing good. You probably need to be washed. You're pretty dirty. What do we got in here? So we've got a 2-car garage. I've got my old 89 Suburban, and I've got a Mustang Cobra R in here. Love that. What are those? SN95s. Very, very cool. Love it in red. Love the wheels. Love everything about it. And I'm a Chevy guy. But that's a cool, cool car. And then we come around here to the house. This is just a really nicely put together house. Again, it is Elk Mountains Ranch, I believe. And there is a more updated version of this that has attached garages. But I like this one for some reason. I really, really do. And that is our house here on the farm in the Meadowlands. Thank you so much for sticking around on this full tour of Meadowlands, Wisconsin. I want to be very clear, this is a save game only. If you are downloading it from my itch.io account, I've got the save game plus the mod list. It's very important. I'm not a mod or a map maker. I wish I was, maybe someday, when I get the knowledge and the technology to do it. But the best that I can do is share the save game with you so that you can enjoy this map. If you're on console, the goal of this was for you to see the details of this map because you can recreate it. Take a map like No Man's Land by Alien Gym. You can build the roads, you can build the fields, you can add the placeable items. You can do this. 90% of this map is all platform mods. For the mods that are Mac and PC only, just don't use them. Build something else. Don't get stuck in those details. You can do this, and I would love to see your own version of a Farm the Map challenge. Send me a message if you build one. I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear about it. It really is a very cool map, thanks to Alien Gym. And I hope everyone has a wonderful end to the 2023 year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Whatever you are celebrating this year, I hope you do so peacefully, happily, and safely with your family. We'll see you next time, right here on the farm with the Stovers.